questions at the end tonight if there's time, but I'm going to invite up our two seniors, Hannah and Lydia, and we are going to ask them some questions for senior takeover night. Welcome, guys. Is the stream good to go, Peter? Sweet. Yes, you guys are streamed, so don't say anything that the cops can't hear. All right. Also, Hannah.
What?
Ooh. That bag is yours because you weren't here senior Sunday. Lydia already got hers. It just has, you can't open it. It's pretty chill. You got a Bible and a book. You already have a Bible, so you're. We got a bomb Bible. You do already have a Bible. So you're welcome to smile everybody. You're welcome to give the Bible away to a friend who needs it, or, keep it and use it, whatever works. And then the book we give to all of our seniors, one book. Is that working? Oh, you probably, here, let me see. There we go. Wow, that was loud. All right, and then the book we give to all of our seniors. So, we have 12 questions technically 11 questions for our seniors. And then you guys are allowed to ask questions at the end as well. So be thinking of some good wisdom to garner from them. Number one, what is your name? What are your plans for the fall? And how many years have you been in youth?
No, you don't. My name's Hannah Ratajczyk.
Hi, Hannah.
Hi, Hannah. So I'm going to Ridgewater in the fall to study early childhood education. And I moved here my sophomore year, and I came here my sophomore year. Funny story, actually the 2 days after I moved, I was like, Grandma, I want to go to church. And so she brought me here and dropped me off. And then I met him. So 3.
Against her will. 3 years?
No, it wasn't against my will. I wanted to. Yeah, 3.
All right.
All right, my name is Lydia Allen.
Hi, Lydia.
My plans for the fall are to go to Moody Bible Institute and study communications. And I've been in youth group for, I think, 6 years.
Or like
5?
18, because your dad was a youth pastor.
Yeah, I guess.
Technically 18 years of youth group, so close enough. All right. Very good to meet you both for the first time ever. Question number 2, what is something we all might not know about you?
I've moved about 10 times in my life, and the longest I've lived in one house is like 6 years. So.
That's pretty crazy.
I don't know if everyone knows this, but I have 8 siblings. Does everyone know that?
That's a lot of siblings.
Woo! No, you knew that? No, you didn't.
Goodness gracious. Sweet.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else.
That's all right. I didn't even know you had
open.
8 siblings.
Yep, 8.
Cool beans. All right, question number 3. We are flying through these with only 2 seniors.
Sorry,
that's good.
I'll give longer answers.
You can. You are allowed to. Question number 3. What career do you hope to have 5+ years from now?
Here you
In 5 years, I hope to be doing like graphic design or web design for, like, I don't know, probably like a Bible company or, yeah.
Woo!
So.
Bible companies. Yeah.
I still don't know yet, honestly. I didn't even want to go to college, really. But I'm going. Maybe like a preschool teacher or like a daycare provider. I don't know yet.
Yeah, preschool teachers. Preschool teachers are cool. I went to a really cool preschool. They had like a whole ship.
You remember preschool?
It was bougie. Yeah, dude, it was
I don't
awesome.
remember.
Oh my goodness. Except one time, I know this isn't story time about me, but they had like mushrooms in the food, and they had those little anchor-shaped mushrooms, and I chewed one, and it wouldn't stop chewing, so I chewed it for like 2 hours and then spit it out in the water fountain. And to this day, I hate mushrooms because I chewed that fake mushroom for so long. It was awful. Just so you all know. All right, question number 4. What was your favorite activity in high school and why?
Oh, I bet all of you know the answer to this one.
Water polo.
Wrestling and probably the school musical. Yeah, wrestling.
Did you combine those two?
No, I don't combine.
Okay,
No, I'm
no
just
wrestling
like
in
doing
there.
an interpretive dance as I'm about
Actually,
to wrestle someone.
yeah, if I remember correctly, you did combine the two. Weren't you bullying this kid, like turning
Oh
him
my
into a pretzel
gosh.
in the musical?
Okay, I was Scut Farkus from A Christmas Story. And apparently, oh wait,
She did beat up a
I
kid
got beat
live
up
on stage.
afterward.
It might have been real. We did have to excommunicate Hannah from the church after that because you're
That
not
is
allowed to,
untrue.
not allowed to beat people up before a youth group.
That was my favorite musical. The only thing I didn't like was how hot the costume was. I had to wear this really big coyote skinned hat
Oh, yeah, that
for
looked
the
awful.
whole thing. And it was like 2 hours long. Yeah, I scared the crap out of Colton.
You
I,
did.
I was walking down the aisle because that was my entrance.
And
And
I
I like
was
screamed. And
watching,
he was right next
and I
to
was
me.
like,
And then I like wrestling because I like beating people up. I don't know.
Yes.
Actually, well, I didn't really want to do wrestling, but there was no jujitsu, so I just had to do that. So, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, jujitsu is probably my third favorite. Or, hold on, tier list, jujitsu, wrestling, musical. There, that's
Did you ever
away.
knock out any of your opponents?
What?
Did you ever knock out any of your opponents?
I broke a girl's arm in wrestling.
Woo! Sorry, don't clap
At the
for
section. It was really sad. It was at the section
that. That
tournament.
is sad.
So what happened was I was dumb and I'm like, I'm gonna throw a headlock. Don't ever do that. I threw the headlock and she reached her arm out and it snapped.
Oh!
And she was a senior and she still qualified for the state tournament because she still got second. But she wasn't able to wrestle because I broke her arm.
Ow!
Yeah, I felt really bad after. But you know, it's okay now. It's part of the sport. I got fourth. I choked. No, it's not aura.
Hey, fourth is better than 10th.
You don't get 10. It's
Exactly,
like 6th and above.
exactly. Fourth is way better.
I should have got third. I choked.
Should have tied her shoelaces together before the match.
No. Okay, moving on to Lydia. Not Ella.
Okay, so because I was homeschooled, I didn't really participate in any high school activities. So Colton is being really mean. But one of my favorite activities to do during high school was probably traveling with my family and just trying new things, experiencing new places. So, yeah. Yeah.
Where?
Yeah.
Where was your favorite place to travel?
Yeah, I would have to say Chicago has always been fun. Otherwise, we went on a missions trip to Germany, and that was really cool. So, yeah.
Where's the farthest you traveled to?
Germany.
Oh.
Grew up on O Block. Lydia is literally from the streets of Chicago.
I know.
Wait, where were you born, Lydia? Were you born in
Nebraska.
Nebraska? Really? Your parents lived in Nebraska? I didn't even know that. That's crazy.
Everyone from Nebraska is cousin.
Now that we've established you're related to Josh,
I was in the middle of nowhere.
Nebraska is the middle of nowhere.
No, there's Omaha, Lincoln, and then there's nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
nothing in Nebraska but corn and some people. All right, question number 5. What has been your favorite memory from Swan Lake Student Ministry and or your favorite God moment? It doesn't have to be from Swan Lake, but if you have one from Swan Lake.
I would say we went on a missions trip to Minneapolis, I think like 3 years ago now. And it was my first missions trip, and I think that was probably one of my favorite moments just because we got to meet new people, and it was a really good experience, and it pushed boundaries, so I think that has to be mine.
Yeah, that trip pushed my boundaries. That was crazy. You do? Well, you weren't there. No, you weren't there yet.
That was 3 years ago.
Well, one, we did door knocking in the middle of Minneapolis, and that was
No.
I didn't actually do anything.
that was way out of my comfort zone. But somehow Ben Weimer just tanked it out and was knocking on doors like nothing. No, but if you knew him before that, it would, because he was a crazy introvert. And then we also did homeless, some ministry to some homeless shelters, and there were some awesome people and some really crazy people that I was like, are you gonna stab me? But I didn't get stabbed, and neither did Lydia, so it was a good trip.
It would be in the name of God.
Yes, and Leanne was there, so she could have stitched me up, maybe.
You'd be.
It was a new experience for me.
I think mine would probably be, was it the Ark Museum?
Yeah.
And then what was the
Ark
Creation Museum?
Encounter
It
and
was
the Creation
there
Museum.
was not a lot of us. It was me, Yvonne, Ben Weimer, and Nate. It was only 4 of us
Nate
that
Allen.
went. And I remember, so the Ark Museum is basically a life-size replica of the Ark from the Bible, and it is massive. And
It
the
is
whole thing is
huge.
just a museum. And there's like dinosaurs in there. It was like super fun to like learn about and everything. I really like that. And let me think here. I remember Ben Weimer whooping all of our butts in Rocket League. It was like
Oh my
3v1
gosh.
with Ben, and he was destroying us. It was really embarrassing.
Ben Weimer is really good at Rocket League. It is.
Hey, put that
actually
phone
insane.
away.
Oh yeah, we banned phones. No phones in the sanctuary, you criminal. That trip was awesome.
Yeah.
Fun fact: we may go back to the Ark Encounter here in a year or 2 or so. So just a
Yeah.
heads up,
It's
it might
really
be coming
fun.
back.
Definitely recommend. The only bad part about the trip was I somehow got impetigo on my face. I think it was from a jujitsu mat because I went to a jujitsu thing before I went on the trip. So I just had like these yucky scabs all over my face.
No, actually, I don't think so.
I thought I was gonna give it to Yvonne because we were sleeping in the same bed, and I felt terrible, but I don't think she got it. No,
Nobody
she
died.
didn't get it. No one
Nobody
got
died.
it. No one died. I think the other best memory is probably getting baptized back where I'm from in the river,
Where was that again?
Walhalla, North Dakota.
Walhalla, North Dakota.
Yep.
I never even heard
It's
of Walhalla.
like a couple miles from the Canadian border.
So Hannah's basically Canadian.
I'm like a quarter Canadian, basically.
Have you ever eaten a moose?
No. I've had Tim
Disappointing.
Hortons.
Tim
you guys,
Hortons.
Do you guys know
okay.
what that is?
I've heard of Tim Hortons.
It's really good.
Is it a restaurant?
It's like a coffee place named after a Canadian hockey player.
Oh, I didn't even know there was a Canadian hockey player named
It's
Tim Hortons.
Tim Hortons. Do you know what that is? Yeah. See, he's a hockey player. It's a Canadian coffee shop. I think of it as like the Starbucks of Canada, except they have Starbucks.
And they only use maple syrup, no sugar.
Yeah. Okay.
And they do ride moose to work there. All
I
right.
think we need to move on. Yes.
Question number.
Me? I'm going or am I? No. Wait, I've drove through there. That's it. A brick? No.
All right, question number 6. What is your favorite Bible verse or story and why? Or both, I guess.
I don't know the exact story, but it's the one where Jesus casts a bunch of demons into the pigs. Right?
Yeah.
That's probably my favorite. And then they all jump off a
Legion.
cliff or something.
And then they all
that
drown in the water.
Yeah.
And then everybody gets upset at Jesus because he killed all their pigs. And they're like,
Yeah.
please leave. You need to leave, Jesus. And then
Yeah.
they leave.
I don't know. I just like it because it's interesting. I did not know about that story until like a couple of years ago.
It is very interesting.
I don't know.
I think it's in Luke. Maybe Luke.
I just
maybe
remember
not.
hearing about it.
Have you ever casted demons into pigs before, Hannah?
No.
Well, that will be in your yearly review.
One of my favorite Bible verses I would say is Romans 8, 37 to 39. I'm not going to recite the whole thing because I don't have it memorized, but yeah, you can look it up. Because it's basically like we are more than conquerors through Christ, and then it's like what can separate us from the love of God. And I think it's a really just powerful few verses because it's just good to remember that the things that we find huge in our life and obstacles aren't enough to separate us from God. So, yeah.
Amen. All right. Question number 7. What is one thing that you've learned about the Bible from your time in Swan Lake Student Ministry? Or, it can count from our church, too, because you both have gone to our church. So, something cool, something funny, something awesome, something scary, I don't know.
I think one thing that's really stood out to me is just how much the New Testament and Old Testament overlap and the references. That's one thing I never really noticed before, but yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah. Have you guys all seen the chart?
Crazy.
I'll have to show the chart later. Yeah, that super rainbow with all the cross references is super cool. Yes. You don't know? Nothing? That's okay. Did you think it was cool when you learned that there are instructions in the Bible for where to poop outside of your camp?
Yes.
There you go. It's in Deuteronomy, I believe. God gives the Israelites instructions on like how far to go out of the camp and how deep to dig their poop hole and then how to cover their poop hole. And yeah, it's crazy. It's a whole thing. That was wild. All right. Oh, no. We're going to kick you out of youth group. All right, question number 8. If you could go back in time and do anything differently, what would it be, if there's anything?
Not break that girl's arm.
Not break a girl's arm. All right.
I'm just playing. That was gonna happen
Oh, okay.
regardless.
That was
There was
gonna
no
happen.
stopping that.
That's crazy.
I would probably be nicer to my siblings because I never get to see them anymore. And I wouldn't say I was like super mean to the point where they hate me, but I was definitely pretty mean to them.
I'm
Like
still kinda mean to
sibling
my
fights
siblings.
were absolute brawls. Like there's lots of punching.
Did you usually win?
Not against my older brother, no.
Okay.
Most of the time me and him would fight over the Xbox. That was it.
It's a worthy prize.
Assassin's Creed.
I love that game.
Yeah. That's probably it.
Honestly, I'm going to be boring and say that I probably wouldn't change anything. I'll go off of Hannah's thing and just say I probably, now that I think about it, would have spent more time with my siblings. But other than that,
Do you really want to spend more time with Nate?
that's a good question.
I would have spent more time with Ella, I
Yeah,
guess.
sure, Ella. But yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Question number 9. What faith and life advice would you give a younger student in youth group?
For faith, I would just say be intentional about spending time with God outside of church and stuff. That's one thing that's really helped me in my faith. And then for life, I would just say try new things and participate in more stuff because that's one thing I didn't really do and I wish I would have done more of. So
What's your life advice?
That
that's my
was the life advice.
Participate more.
Try more.
No, that was like,
It can be both. That can be both.
We'll count it.
Square up.
What? I am paying attention. You're sitting there whispering over to your little friend. Psh.
Hey, no heckling the seniors
Yeah.
yet
Only I
until the
heckle.
last one. Last question.
Okay. For faith advice, I'm gonna say the opposite of what. No, not opposite, but.
Do not spend time with the Lord ever
No,
outside of church.
It complements what she
Don't even
said.
look at the Bible.
No.
Don't pray. God doesn't listen to you anyway.
What I was going to say was
Just
make
kidding.
sure you keep going to church, like keep up your attendance, cause I'm being a hypocrite when saying that because I've been lacking lately. But yeah, keep going to church and plugging in. As for life advice, take in every moment because you're gonna regret I don't know how to say it, but you're gonna regret not being present in the moment.
Yeah. Amen. Those are both good. Plug into your faith outside of church. Plug into your faith in church. Try new things. And don't just be up in the clouds all the time. I like it. Question number 10. What will you miss most about youth group this fall? Since we're kicking you out forever.
Probably roasting you.
That is fun. That is a good time.
No, probably just being here. I don't know. Because when I first moved here, this was like my main form of like social interaction because I didn't talk to anyone at school. So this was a big thing for me. So, yeah.
Amen. So we're all Hannah's best friends.
honestly, I don't really know. I would just say having like a break in the week that like provides time to dive into God's word, but I don't know. I think Moody will be a good replacement, so sorry. But yeah.
Wow. Lydia just dunked on me super hard.
Sorry.
Moody, like, they aren't, like, do they even have Bible there, honestly?
No,
pretty-
not really. I mean,
I did graduate from Crown. I like Moody more than Crown, though. I'm not going to lie. Moody doesn't charge tuition, So if I could go back and not be $80,000 in debt, that would be my. If I could reverse time and go to a different school, I'd go to Moody, 'cause they're free. Well, I met you before Crown. What are you talking about? We would have been fine. Our love isn't strong enough to go between Chicago and Minneapolis. You don't love me that much, huh? All right. Good to know. You would have been dating Zay. You would have been dating Zay. No, not Zay Flowers. That was a joke. All right. Question number 11. How do you plan to stay plugged into your faith this fall? Well, okay. Well, wait. The questions are at the end. How do you plan to stay plugged into your faith this fall?
I plan to find a local church, and then Moody does a good job of finding ways to force you to be in the community. So that's probably what I'll do. So yeah.
I'm probably going to go on the church search in Wilmer. Too bad Erin's not here, or else she could probably give me a recommendation because her daughter lives there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm probably going to see some interesting churches, but I actually do like going different places and going to church there because you see a lot of different things. It was easy when I moved here because I just found this place, but yeah. Huh?
Eat. All right, last question, technically. 1, any closing thoughts from you guys? If not, any questions from the crowd?
We'll miss you.
You'll miss them. All right, they'll miss you. All right, any questions for the seniors specifically?
This is your last time to ever ask us anything.
Yeah. Hannah literally has to answer anything that you ask.
Yeah, I'm moving
So
in 2 weeks.
If you ask her
Yes,
what her
Jared.
social security number is,
What do you mean, do I have real hair?
Hannah does not have a weave.
My hair is extremely.
Does that
This
look
is
like a
real
weave?
blonde. My hair is extremely dead from dyeing it every single color of the rainbow over the past couple years of my life, and then I decided to go back to my natural color, and now it looks like straw.
It's true. Hannah did have very colorful hair when she arrived
Yes,
here.
Josh. Who?
Oh my goodness. That's why we can't have nice things.
Him? I don't. Yeah, I'm gonna get an autograph of it on my arm, get it tattooed. You're welcome. Hope. A spider.
Yeah, spider.
We need to sit closer so we can share this.
Hello.
What'd you say?
A spider.
Yeah, spider. Jared.
Bad.
Or
What the heck is on my ear?
game. Unlimited game. Answer the question.
What?
It's the question.
Bacon.
Bacon.
There's more to that.
Bacon.
What kind of a question is this?
Unlimited games.
There was no other. Stop. Josie.
You guys keep asking questions.
Food? Oh, for sure, pasta. I would eat any pasta you put in front of me, especially Olive Garden. I go to get the never-ending soup and salad. I'm eating that salad for dear life. I don't even eat the pasta. I eat all the soup, and then I bring the pasta home to eat later. How about you?
Butter chicken. Yeah, it's not like butter and chicken. It's like a Indian dish. It's really good.
Talon. Who? From here? In general? What do you mean? There's a lot of things I'm gonna miss. I would say, I'm gonna say a thing that I'm gonna miss. I'm gonna miss having coffee with my grandparents every morning. Because every morning before I go to school, we sit and have coffee. But for here, I'll probably miss everyone. Maybe not these yahoos in the front. I'm kidding. I'm
How
kidding.
are you guys holding hands?
Yeah, they are. That's weird.
Who's holding it?
That's premarital hand holding. Needs to stop.
I think I'm gonna miss my sister the most.
Aww. Oh.
Oh, sorry, Kelly. Yes, you too. I'm sorry. I just like Ella, obviously.
They do this every year.
Not your mom and dad. You won't miss them.
No.
Pneumomicrosophis scoliosis. I don't know how to say that.
These are evil questions.
Next.
Any other questions?
I think Leanne has a question. No, I'm just kidding. Josie. You answer this. I don't have an answer.
Hannah wants to travel to Wilmer, Minnesota, the great land of Wilmer.
I'd like to go to the UK at some point. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Feel free to stand.
You can see Tom Holland.
Whoa! Move it there.
What? Hold on. Wait, let me answer this. I'm answering this question. Well, I'm going to travel to North Dakota this summer, see my family. But if there's anywhere in the world I want to travel, I would probably say Greece.
Greece.
Yes.
Yeah.
As for getting rid of a country, there's none I can pick. I don't know.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. China?
No, North Korea.
Oh, maybe North Korea. Wait, I shouldn't say that. We're on the stream.
These views are not necessarily the views of Swan Lake Church or Swan Lake Student Ministry.
It's fine. I'm leaving anyways. I don't know why you're streaming this.
For funsies.
Okay, any more questions?
Any?
Jared.
What? Oh, really?
Oh, good.
Is it broken?
Any what? The what? Donations?
Donos.
I thought he was trying to say donuts.
We do not have any donos.
Oh, I do have scholarship money, yes. Peter.
Oh yeah, we're streaming, Gretchen. What you talking about? Ooh.
No. I have to work. So I just quit at the co-op.
I just saw you there tonight.
Yeah. My last
How
day.
am I gonna get free chicken if
My
you quit the
last
co-op?
day is Monday, Memorial Day. And then I'm done forever. And now I'm have a job as a housekeeper at a nursing home by Wilmer. You have a job. Oh,
do have a
Lydia
job.
does have a job.
Yeah, I work at a coffee shop in Marshall. Bagels and brew.
She makes the best iced white chocolate mocha.
Yes.
How did this work? Ooh.
Because I
Got
have
'em
to work
there.
so I can afford college.
Whoop whoop.
Yeah, college is free. Other than room and board aren't free, but
Josie.
I mean it's Chicago. The cost of living is cheap.
Yeah, super cheap. Dirt cheap.
Favorite dessert?
Okay, so for my birthday, I don't eat cake. Since I was like 11 years old, I've had a lemon meringue pie for my birthday. So I would say lemon meringue pie.
Cheesecake.
Cheesecake.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Wow. Look at this. I like just like plain cheesecake with like chocolate chips in it. My mom has a really good recipe. That I
Cheesecake
guess.
with chocolate chips.
Blueberry cheesecake? I've never had that. Hope.
A new color.
It is. I just,
If I could invent a new color,
Spigglesworth.
I would name it after myself. I don't know.
Hannah Wright?
No, I would name it like Ratajczyk. My last name. Because then no one can pronounce it.
They're like, what's your favorite color? I don't know. I've never thought about it before.
The Allen. That would be a good Crayola crayon. Just have the Allen. Be good. Josie.
Jeez Louise.
Store?
Amazon.
Do you know one?
But I get a lot of stuff off of it.
Okay, I'm gonna say two very different answers.
Taco Bell? And
That's not a store. I would say Hot Topic and American Eagle.
American Eagle.
Well, I like the jeans there.
I would say Target. I'm gonna be boring like that because I can't think.
I love Target.
Target
Yes,
is good.
Jared.
Ghosts aren't real.
If
We've
I-
established this in youth group before.
If I was a ghost, I'd probably haunt my little brother because he's deathly afraid of like ghosts. He is very scared of ghosts. So I would
Didn't
haunt
you just
him.
say you wish you were nicer to your siblings?
He would know. He would know it was me.
Oh my goodness.
Who would you haunt?
My brother. Sure. Let's go there.
You would go to Chicago and haunt Nate.
Well,
Oh.
not here. Not here.
Wouldn't even have to go to Chicago.
Wow.
Josie. Oh, do you know?
No comment.
My favorite song?
I like the Secret Tunnel song from Avatar. Tunnel, secret tunnel, through the mountain.
I don't know if I have a favorite song, but I have a song that's like stuck in my head right now. You know the Minecraft movie? La 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 lava, chicken. But I do have a favorite band. I would say probably, I don't know. There's too many good ones. Maybe like My Chemical Romance. I don't know.
Yeah.
Keep it classic.
My
Yeah, I have
Chemical
no clue.
Romance.
No, it changes so frequently.
Lydia actually has never listened to music before because she's a homeschooler.
You're not allowed.
They don't actually have music or
I
instruments
have
in
like
homeschool.
one song of loud joking.
Stop. What does that even mean?
Give me a good question.
You were arrested, and no one knew what for. What was?
I could have a pretty good guess. Probably like punching someone. I don't know.
Lydia is definitely tax fraud.
Yes, tax fraud. I'm too smart. No.
Or I would say for Lydia, it'd be like accidentally shoplifting.
Officer, I swear I just tried it on. I didn't know.
Josie. Game?
Oh, favorite game. Favorite game.
Secret Hitler, hands down.
I'm gonna have to say same because I don't think I've played any other. So
Yeah, I love Secret Hitler.
no.
Oh my goodness.
All right, Jared.
Yes. Objectively.
Yes.
I'm gonna say no. No on that one for me. Hope. Yes, love
Yes.
it, live it. Yes.
Also yes.
Avada Kedavra.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
time me. I can do this. Have you read Harry Potter?
I have read Harry Potter. You go though.
Okay.
You do it.
Ron, Harry, Hermione, Snape, Dumbledore, McGonagall, Draco Malfoy, Lucius Malfoy, Narcissa Malfoy. What are the twin names? Voldemort, Professor Quirrell, Snape. Crap. I
You're
can't
at 11.
think. Ginny, Luna Lovegood.
You're not supposed to help her.
The Dementors, Sirius Black,
The
Professor
Dementors.
Lupin, Fluffy, Hagrid. Dobby. Let me think.
Dobby is a free elf.
I can't
Master has
think.
given Dobby a suck.
That is not a character. Yeah, I can't think anymore. All right, it's Lydia's turn.
Lydia was not allowed to read Harry Potter because she's a
Who should we
homeschooler.
pick? Josh hasn't had a question yet. I
Yeah, let's
think.
do Josh.
Okay, Josh.
That
You know
wasn't even
what?
a question.
I don't even want to hear that.
Josh is banned from
Blasphemy.
asking questions.
Harry Potter. Harry Potter on top.
Yeah.
On top.
All right, 2 more questions, so make them good questions. If it's a
Yeah.
meme question, table it.
Think. Okay, Jared.
You could have 5 liquids on your 5 fingers. Which ones would come out?
5 liquids out of 5 fingers?
Okay, I think I have.
This one gets a liquid, this one gets a liquid.
All right, iced
All right, let him answer. Let him answer.
coffee, Dr. Pepper, Alani. Water. I can't think of a 5th liquid.
Yeah, I know. Like, I really could be done to.
Oh, ketchup. Is that a liquid?
Ketchup.
Oh.
Yeah, so ketchup, coffee, Alani,
is a
Dr.
gas.
Pepper, and water. No. What if I like wipe my hand and actually get gas in my mouth?
What if you
Wrong
What if you
finger,
tried to
you're dead.
spray like Dr. Pepper in your mouth, but you did the gas finger and like
Over. I would say coffee, water, Diet Coke. Sure, liquid gold. Let's go with it. And
And
actually,
lava.
I am gonna take the gas one. Free gas. Let's do it. So
That's legendary.
yes, Josie.
All right, last question. Something with 4 walls and a ceiling.
A tiny house.
I would want like a cabin in the woods,
That's very
like with like a loft, with like
and an axe
one of those
murderer
like
outside.
no, with like one of those balconies where I can like sit, maybe like by a river or a lake, so I could sit out there with my book and
And the
read.
Wendigo will watch you.
And I guess if I get murdered by an axe murderer, well, it's fate, I guess. 'Cause I'm in the woods.
That's crazy. That's crazy. All right. I think we've pestered our graduates enough with questions. So, I will pray for our
Harry Potter is
graduates.
on top.
All right, Josh. Lock in pots. Lock in pots. All right, I'm going to pray for our graduates, and then we'll table the questions.